Hi, it's Vic. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing a fun ornament card, and I'm using Create a Smile Stamps Be Jolly stamp set for this, and I'm going to also be using a square card base. So I've got a square die. I'm just going to use a piece of navy cardstock, and I'm just going to pop this through my die cutting machine, and this will be the panel that I'll be putting my stamps on. So I'm just going to go ahead and stamp out my images. I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black ink because I'm going to be using my Copic markers. So I only ended up using 6 of these images, but I double stamped each image. And now I'm just going to go ahead and quickly show you how I coloured them in. So now my colouring is all complete. I'm going to go ahead and add some highlights, and to do this I have a white Jelly Roll pen, and I love adding little highlights to my images. So if you don't have one of these pens, I'd highly recommend them because they do bring your images to life and they're quite fun to use too. So now I'm just using my scissors and I'm going to go ahead and just cut out all of these little ornaments. So I've just popped my stamped images onto my cards, and I wanted to add something else, maybe a bit of ink blending, so I'm going to go ahead and use the Ranger Glacier White ink. This is just a pigment ink, and I'm just using a blender brush to just apply them to the corners of the cards, and this will tone down the colour for me. However, if you want to go darker, I think that would look really nice too. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this ink to each of the corners of the card. I have also layered this up. I think there's a couple of coats on there because it does tend to lose its colour a little bit. So next I'm moving on to my sentiment. I have some powder. I'm just applying that with a brush to my black card. I've got some Versamark ink because I'm going to be using some white embossing powder. So I've stamped that out with my ink. I'm just applying the embossing powder, and then I'm going to go ahead and heat set this with my heat gun, and then I'm going to trim my sentiment down. I've used some extra thick 3D foam pads, and I'm just applying them to my images and adhering these onto my card, and then I'm also using double-sided tape to pop my card panel onto my card base. You can use foam, but it's got quite a lot of dimension to my card as it is, so that's why I've just used some double-sided tape. And then I'm just going to pop that onto my card base, and then to finish off my card I've grabbed my white Jelly Roll pen highlighter. I'm just going to add a few little highlights to the top corners of the card, and then that finishes up the card today. So it's quite a simple card to make. It's the colouring that might take a little bit of time, but I hope you enjoyed the video, and let me know if you did, and if you haven't already I'd love to have you join me by subscribing. Thanks, bye.